concerned. I want to first of all say that Brian, you've won a Dynasty championship, so good for you. But I personally think that this trade is not crazy bad, and I can see where you're coming from. You're a little.
He needs a running back.
Yeah, you're a little because of the Richardson trade. So Bradshaw is splitting carries now. So you probably want another guy there to plug in there for starter purposes, bye weeks, injuries, flex, whatever. But an 8th round pick for Bilal Powell, I don't know. That just seems like a good move for you. Who might have judged, but I
149 yards last week.
Right.
Stud-like.
Do you think that Powell's going to do better than Bradshaw the rest of the way?
Yes, only because I don't think Bradshaw's going to get any carries.
I think the Colts are a running team, and the Richardson-Bradshaw combo is going to pretty much be like a 60-40 split.
No way. No.
I'm willing to say that Bradshaw has more fantasy points than Bilal Powell the rest of the way from week 4 on. I'll put it on the board.
Okay. What are we betting?
Pride.
Okay. I remember when I was gay too, but that's cool.
Okay, so
loser has to come out of the closet, I guess.
So that trade has gone through. It has been approved, and good luck to Brian with Bilal Powell, and you're becoming even weaker, Bob, believe it or not, but that's okay.
But next year I will be strong.
Let's go ahead and get into what everyone's been waiting for here on this show down here. It's our time. We're not going up Troy's bucket.
It's our time down here.
And that is, on this show, we're going to discuss Week 3. We're going to review Week 4. Coach Phil Tamulus of the Pig Newtons, is going to join us for the coach's interview. And, of course, on the interactive segment, Bub, we've had some doozies this season, of course. The Mike Lovejoys, the Dave Richards, the Sister Amy Laura Halls, the Ed Hocules. The list goes on. But this week, we're really kind of outdoing ourselves here, Bub. We got ourselves... I'm
choked
dry. I need a water. The star of many films, and the bastard needs no introduction, such as A League of Their Own, Philadelphia, Apollo 13, Saving Private Ryan, The Green Mile, Castaway, Road to Perdition, The Da Vinci Code, and of course, all of our favorites, Bub, especially yours, Forrest Gump, and he's here to promote his new film.
Don't forget about Toy Story.
Toy Story
franchise.
Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, which I think are like legit. They're good movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, of course.
I like them. You forgot about them.
Right, I did. Well, I didn't forget. I just kind of left them out.
No,
they're worth it. You're right.
Better
than
than Road to Perdition. I've never seen it. I can't judge.
They're two totally different movies. He's here to promote his new film, Captain Phillips. And obviously we'll talk to him about some nonsense as well. He's the greatest actor ever of all time, Mr. Tom Hanks. And Bub, have you done some homework on Mr. Hanks' IMDb page? Have you looked at and see his filmography history?
I don't have to. I actually have it memorized.
You got to memorize. Well,
yep.
I mean, Jesus Christ, he pumped out some incredible movies in the 90s. It started in 93 with Philadelphia. And into fucking Forrest Gump in 94, and then in 95, Bub,
Apollo 13.
98, Saving Private Ryan. In between that was the one I left out, Toy Story.
Yep.
That was in 96 or 97. 99, The Green Mile, and then he started off 2000s with motherfucking Castaway. Bub, what makes Forrest Gump your favorite movie?
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
That line right there.
You never know what you're going to get.
Actually, that line right there.
It's such a deep film, and we're not going to sit here and analyze and break down the brilliance of that movie, but
I think
God damn it.
I think that
gets me every time.
The funny part is where I think it's such a funny movie, but it's about a mentally challenged man. He had an IQ of goddamn 75. And I'm sitting here laughing at him, and I feel bad a little bit, but in actuality, I don't feel bad at all.
Right. Now, Bub, have you ever thought about what happened after, like, hypothetically, like, let's say, like, this wasn't a movie and it was, like, real life. We know how the movie ended. Right. But after the movie ended, from what we saw as viewers, have you ever thought about what happens, like, after? Like,
I know what happens after.
Okay. It's
actually...
Because I have a theory as well, but I'll let you go.
There was actually a very small... it was a biopic on the real Forrest Gump, which was, of course, based on...
This is based on a true story?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
And so there's a small released biopic. Actually, it looked into the future, but it was true. And what Forrest did is he recreated Jenny using biotechnology. And so she became actually a maid. He turned into a very, very mean and chauvinistic man, which is kind of strange. Usually the mentally challenged aren't like that.
Right.
And he ended up actually killing her.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty graphic. It's not for the faint of heart.
That doesn't sound. I'm not signing off on that theory, Bub, but that's interesting.
I think it's true. I think it's really true.
I know Coach Matt Whiffen actually. I think he said in college he wrote like a thesis on why Forrest Gump actually was bad for human race.
Wow.
And like the good of the country.
Fuck yourself, Whiffen.
Which I'd actually really like to hear some of the details on. I don't think I actually ever heard the details. He's told me about it, but not like the details of.
Maybe we can have an excerpt in the next Riverdale Gazette.
Coach Matt Whiffen, when you're listening to this, I would like somehow, some way, whether it be in the Riverdale Gazette, whether it be on your coach's interview or the next time on the podcast or whatever, we would love to know more about this. I personally have a theory that you think about it. All right. You know how Jenny died, right?
Yes.
How? Tell me how.
AIDS.
Yeah, right. Okay. Jenny fucked Forrest, right?
True.
Sorry about that. Jenny fucked Forrest, right? Which birthed Forrest Jr., right?
Obviously.
Jenny dies of AIDS.
Yep.
Forrest eventually also gets the AIDS from Jenny. Little Forrest also gets the AIDS from the sex. He's the
sex
offspring.
with the four. Yeah. Oh no.
And like months after Jenny dies, Forrest and Forrest Jr. die a horrible death of AIDS.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why they cut the movie off there. Because why would we want to see that, right?
It's possible. I guess that's just as possible as my explanation.
So, Bob, the week leading up to this show, as we said before, a lot of buzz, a lot of major doubters here regarding Tom Hanks. Coach Johnny C., my own brother, called major bullshit on me via a message board post.
He did.
And he's as Tom Hanks, supporter and fan in his own right. Who isn't?
Maybe he's just a supporter of AIDS.
It could be. He could be. So major bullshit he called me, and it actually reminds me of the time back in, I think it was 2009, in the New York City bullshit incident. I'm going to tell you about it quickly, Bub. It's kind of funny.
Oh, I hope you do.
So Coach Phil, you're familiar with him.
I do know Coach Phil.
You're familiar with Coach Jonathan.
Yes.
Okay.
I know him as
well. And I think you also know former Dynasty coach, my good friend Coach Joe St. Dennis.
I do. Pencilless Joe, as we call him.
Penless, yes.
Penless Joe.
We went down to NYC for a Sox-Yanks game, and we were in Times Square, just like walking somewhere, and Joe, happens to say Mario Lopez just walked right by us, and then Coach Phil goes, bullshit, that did not happen, because Coach Joe's he's been a little questionable with things that may or may not have happened and things he's seen. So he calls bullshit. The two of them sprint back probably 20 yards to go confirm if that was Mario Lopez, and it actually was. So Phil
bullshit. I call bullshit.
You call bullshit.
I call bullshit.
Well, all right. Well, so a lot of bullshit here going on, and Phil, he thinks that it's not going to be Tom Hanks on the show. He thinks it's going to be former safety of the San Francisco 49ers, Merton Hanks, who's going to be on the show. You might remember him. He had that wiggly neck motion. Now, do you think Merton Hanks and Tom Hanks...
How does that wiggly neck motion go?
Well, this is radio, so...
Yeah, but can you do it for me?
I'm doing it.
That's what it looked like.
So do you think Merton Hanks and Tom Hanks are of relation, Bub?
They are not relations, sir.
Now let's take a look into last week's results. Who kicked some ass? Who sucked?
So, Bub, week 3 was very low scoring.
Very low scoring.
Which I was surprised at. It's not like we had, we don't have any bye weeks yet or anything. What's up with that?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay. Well, let's start with the game of the week there. The North Riverdale division was myself, the Riverdale Scoopers, going up against the Rapist, and I don't think it disappointed, obviously from a point production standpoint.
No, because we got a lot of points.
Yeah. So what went on in this game, Bub? What's your analysis take on it here?
I think some coaches may have second-guessed Coach Johnny C. with his, picking Graham so early.
Yeah.